Hello, it's 9 p.m. in RTD. It's time to English New Edition for tonight headlines. We have the President of Somaliland, Musa Bihi, visits Djibouti and meets President Gele. The consultation meeting on the management of the Harvey Square at the first district. For the international scene, EU ready to negotiate beyond the 1st January to Brexit. Welcome to our newsroom. The head of state, His Excellency Ismail Omar Gelle, received late Wednesday morning at the Palace of the Republic the President of Somaliland, Musa Bihi Abdi, on a working mission to Djibouti. The audience between the President of the Republic and Musa Bihi Abdi serves as a framework to evoke the cooperation and strategic partnership between the two parties in the field of security and the strengthening of peace and stability in the region. The two political leaders discussed this particular subject as a matter of priority in view of our countries that is in this part of the world under the aegis of President Gelle as a privileged platform for the settlement of dispute and the adoption of consensus conducive to peace and stability. The choice of the Republic of Djibouti to host the recent crucial IGAD summit and at the end the mediation mission between Kenya and Somalia entrusted to it by the organization perfectly illustrate the role of promoter of peace and stability devolved to our countries at the level of the entire region. Apart from issues relating to peace and regional stability, the talks between the head of state and the President of Somaliland focused on the achievement between the two parties or greater fluidity in economic and commercial exchanges at the land borders of the and greater sharing of expertise in the area of water supply. During his audience with the Djibouti head of state, the President of Somaliland was accompanied by a large delegation, including among others the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Mr. Yassin Haji Mahmoud, the representative of Somaliland to the Republic of Djibouti, His Excellency Abdel Fattah Said Ahmed, also took part in these talks. On the Djiboutian side, the Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation, Mahmoud Ali Yusuf, the Minister of Agriculture, Fishery, Livestock, Mohammed Ahmed Awale, and the representative of the Republic of Djibouti to the Republic of Somaliland, Mr. Hussein Omar Kawali, participate in this meeting. At the end of the meeting, the Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation, Mahmoud Ali Yusuf, gave an interview to the national canals in which he discussed the most important issue discussed during this hearing. The Minister of Communication in charge of Post Telecommunication, Radwan Abdullahi Bahdon, received today in the afternoon the Indian Ambassador to Djibouti, Mr. Ashok Kumar, the Director of the Djibouti Information Agency, Mr. Abdurazak Ali Dirane, and the Minister's Advisor, Ms. Aisha Mohammed Roble, took part in this meeting. During this meeting, the Minister of Communication and the Indian Ambassador discussed several issues of common interest, including cooperation between the two countries in the media file. The Indian diplomat took Minister's Radwan Abdullahi Bahdon of his determination to raise the partnership between Djibouti and India in the crucial areas of communication. Mr. Ashok Kumar also stressed his readiness to play a leading role in consolidating and diversifying the partnership ties between the two countries. Speaking in turn, the Minister of Communication in charge of Post Telecommunication, Radwan Abdullahi Bahdon, thanked the Indian ambassador for his efforts to further strengthen bilateral cooperation. At the end of the meeting, the Minister of Communication, Radwan Abdullahi Bahdon, and Ambassador Ashok Kumar, the acting director of the Djibouti Information Agency, signed a partnership agreement between ADI and the Indian news agency, Asian News International. The Indian side having already signed this agreement, it was then the turns of the acting directors of the Djibouti News Agency, Mr. Abdurazak Ali Dirane, to initiate the documents in the presence of the Minister of Communication in charge of Post Telecommunication and the Indian ambassador to Djibouti. The Asian News International it should be recalled that the main multimedia news agency in South Asia, which provides images and video to the media worldwide. The signing of this agreement is a new start for cooperation between the two news agencies, which aim to develop exchanges of information and experience. The agreement also provides for the exchange of visits between the manager and the coordinations of position between the two agencies in regional international forum. The implementation of this agreement is an important step in the major reforms of this area. The Minister of Urban Planning and Environment, Mohammed Abdul Qadir Musa Halem, took part this morning in the work of the 27th ordinary sessions of the Council of Arab Ministers of Tourism by video conference under the chairmanship of the Kingdom of Bahrain, with the participations of the Arab Minister of Tourism and the organization concerned, in order to discuss the draft agenda of the Council, which comprises 11 items. After analyzing the items on the agenda and listening to the various presentations, the participants adopted the decisions and resolutions at this meeting. The Minister of Urbanism, Environment and Tourism made an important speech addressing the conference. Ministers Mohammed Abdul Qadir Musa Halem conveyed the greetings of the President of the Republic, His Excellency Ismail Omar Guelleh, the Secretary General of the Arab League, to all the Arab Minister of Tourism and to all the other members participating in the 23 sessions of the Council of Ministers of Tourism. The minister announced that with the pandemic of COVID-19, the world is facing the most serious health crisis for a century. The pandemic has affected the health of populations, but also the economy. The tourism sector constitutes, together with transport, the hardest hit sector. Djibouti, like other countries in the world, is still facing this crisis, which has drastically reduced internationally travel and tourism mobility, despite to 18% growth in international arrivals in 2019. It should be noted that the year 2020 records 55 less percent of passenger flows. The Minister of Energy in charge of Natural Resources Unit, Ali Gheddi, participated on Tuesday by video conference in the launch of the initiative of the Islamic Development Bank and the Moroccan Agency for Sustainable Energy to promote the development of renewable energy within the member countries. Praising from the outset the spirit of South-South cooperation of this initiative, the minister recalled the validity of Djibouti request, which consists of technical and financial assistance for the implementation of a project of solar power plants with storage at Pika 20 behind Jaban Asa, between Mulud and Dikil, and finally between Gubeit and the Little Bara. This project would make it possible, subject to the results of further studies, to develop solar power plant between 10 and 13 megawatt with a storage capacity between 1 and 5.4 megawatt, preferably using another solar technology, depending on the results of the said studies. He indicated the forums. The energy minister is in charge of Yunus Ali Gheddi and has significant solar potentials with one of the best in irradiation world. An information awareness day on energy management was held yesterday in the conference room of Chamber of Commerce, organized by the Djibouti Energy Management Agency. This awareness day is not significant and is one prime importance to Djibouti's users, traders, its objective being precisely the sensitization of the country's economic operator as well as all the actors concerned by the issue. The workshop was attended by the Minister of Energy, Yunus Ali Gheddi, the Minister of Trade, Hassan Ahmed Al-Bain, the President of Chamber of Commerce, Yusuf Musa Dawale, the Secretary General of the Minister of Energy, the Minister of Trade, and the Director of the Djibouti Energy Management Agency, as well as personalities from the private and public energy energy management. It consists in improving the efficiency of consumer, for example, by reducing consumptions in the building and transport sector, and by reducing the harmful effect wastage resources greenhouse effect. The aim is to limit the harmful effect of energy consumptions and developing renewable energy, controlling energy impact, economic, social, and important role. The development of renewable energy management sectors is strong creators of activity and jobs. For her part, the director of ADME explained that there are many ways to control energy consumption and individual at collective levels, reinforcing insulations in homes using low energy light bulbs, developing renewable energy. Controlling energy has not only an environmental impact but also an economic and social impact. Economic, the residential and tertiary economy plays an important role, and the development of the renewable energy management sector is a strong creator of activity. The Ministry of Women and Family organized this a sensitization workshop on parental leaves and the law on parity on Tuesday, December. The event was attended by the Secretary General of the Minister of Women and Family, Ms. Anissa Hassan Bahdoun, officials from the Ministry of Environment, representative of the public and private sectors, as well as representative of the Chamber of Commerce. The aim of this event is to see with the public-private sectors on the various ministerial departments how, following the adoption of maternity leave is seen this law allowing women to take months of leave ranging from 3 months to 6 months, but also to discuss with officials on the possible difficulties they may encounter. It must be noted that the point of on parity was also raised through a fruitful exchanges, this dynamic preponderant role of women in the development of the country. The sub-prefect of the first district held an important consultation meeting on the management of Plaza Harbi. The aim was to beautify the square and to improve the traffic flow of vehicles and people who use Harbi Square on a daily basis. For these people, the sub-prefect of the first district, Mr. Abdi Hassan, set up a consultation platform with the traders of the square, the Djibouti Road Office, the sanitation and national police. The sub-prefect of the first district, Mr. Abdi Hassan, reminded that the shopkeepers of the square that beautification and cleanliness is a matters that concern all of us, and they must work in fruit consultations with the public services concerned. The shopkeepers thus evoked the difficulties they encounter on a daily basis with the practitioners of the Harbi Square and the best organization is in an advantage that will now be able to. For his part, the prefect of the first district, Mr. Abdi Hassan, has launched to all the active players of the Harbi Square, formerly Rainbow Square, to participate in the new approach for the improved management of the public square, where a large part of the shops and also very busy areas used for public transport are concentrated. The Executive Secretary of Intergovernmental Authority for Development, IGAD, Workne Gebeyu, received a gift of quite some care from the Turkish government through its ambassador accredited in Djibouti early this morning. Indeed, the 350 bucks of and intent to fight against the spread of COVID-19 consists essentially of masks, cleaning, gel, cover all and gloves. The Director of Health and Social Development Division, Ms. Fathia Alwan, the Executive Secretary of the IGAD, Dr. Workne Gebeyu, the Communication Advisors at IGAD participate in this meeting. These gestures reflect the good fraternal relation and friendship that have linked the two countries, which have been friends for a very long time.
Our friends to be with us, so definitely Turkey, the Republic of Turkey has shown that really a friend in need, and we are very thankful for that. This is part of our regional response strategy. Yesterday we were distributing different materials to member states. Already we started from Djibouti and will continue to other member states. So IGAD as a secretariat, after we drawn our strategic plan, we are engaging very actively in this region. So successfully working in area of vulnerable communities, especially in refugees, internally displaced people, as well as returnees, and also urban, highly congested urban areas as well.
Listen to the ambassador of Turkey for more detail.
Turkey attaches importance to the work of IGAD, directed by the eminent personality, his Secretary General Mokne Gebeyehu. So we are appreciating and supporting the work, the important work who has been done for the Horn of Africa countries, because this region of the Africa is really very important, and also IGAD fulfill very important tasks in different sectors like migration, security, health issues, social issues for the peoples of the Horn of Africa countries. So Turkey will always be ready and stand aside of their brothers of East of Africa. And let me also tell you that Turkey, the government of Turkey attaches big importance to develop more the relations.
The cat import company, one of the most important in the marketplace, elected its president this morning. The chairman and managing director is elected by its shareholder by direct ballots. Two candidates were in the running, in this case Abdurrahman Musa Barkhadle and Mr. Osman Abdullahi Rage. The voting took place under the supervision of bailiff, but also of a representative of the prefecture of assessors as well as police. 150 voters, all of whom voted. They announced the polling station opened their doors at 7 a.m. After counting the ballots, the scores was the victory of Abdurrahman Musa Barkhadle with a score of 111 votes against 28 votes for his rival. Mr. Abdurrahman Musa Barkhadle was therefore unanimously declared the elected president and chief executive officers of the Sojik Union. At the end of the sessions to announce the result, the two candidates were pleased that the elections was held smoothly. A team from the Ministry of Health traveled to Tadjoura as part of a workshop to restitute and validate data on the recent poliomyelitis vaccinations campaign for the two northern regions. The workshop was opened by the president of the region of Tadjoura, Mr. Omar Hussein Hassan, in the presence of the medical officers of the regions of Tadjoura and Obok, respectively. During this session is to report on the results of vaccination campaign for the two northern regions. The coordinator of the expanded program immunization of the North initiate a series of discussions on the strong points, but also the weak points and difficulties encountered that should be corrected together for future immunization campaigns. In his opening remark, the president of the regional council, Mr. Omar Hussein Hassan, welcomed all the members of the ministry's team. The Karmakaran Association traveled on Monday to Daudawia, a village in the region of Tiki located in the sub-prefecture of Yoboki, in order to organize a final day of solidarity for the benefit of the needy population of the region. Warmly welcomed by the inhabitants, the member of Karmakaran proceeded to the distributions of mosquito nets, sanitary materials, and to the fight against seasonal flu in this cool period, and the COVID-19 sports equipment, as well as school kits to equip school children. The aid transported in a vehicle specially chartered for this locality, which is particularly difficult to access, was distributed to the village primary school and hand delivered by the president of Karmakaran, Mr. Ali Khairaf Mohammed, in the general elders of the locality of Daudawaya, Mr. Ali Abdallah Kamis. In addition, the association has granted a large donations of blankets, winter clothes, and shoes for the children and the inhabitants of the villages to protect them from the cold at this cool period of the year. Still within the framework of the fight against smuggling in all its forms, this time at Galafi, the custom brigade of Tekhil, led by Mr. Omar Musa, in collaboration with the elements of the border police, stopped successively in the same day 2 trucks carrying alcohol from Ethiopia. This illegal product transported in blankets and the flared score of the trucks were seized after the siege. More than 600 mini bottles of wine were seized from the 2 trucks. The car were immobilized, and the drivers of the 2 trucks will be presented to the public prosecutor's office the following day. For the international scene, Brexit, EU ready to negotiate beyond the 1st January. Negotiations on the post-Brexit trade agreement still clashes on the fisheries file. The chief negotiator said that the door for Europeans will remain open until the end of the year and even beyond. Europeans seem determined to not to let the calendars take precedence over everything, and for the possibility that the agreement governing post-Brexit relations between UK and EU will not be reached, therefore, before 31 December, the date of which the transition period ends, is growing. The 2 sides are still unable to agree on how to share the 650 million worth of product fished each year by the EU in UK waters, and how long to adjustments period will last for European fishermen. The European on Tuesday rejected a British offer that was discerned unacceptable, with 8 days to go before the UK's final exit after a year transition. Several scenarios remain possible. Either an agreement is reached before Christmas and will be ratified a posteriori by the European Parliament. This is it for the news. Thanks for watching us.